Maybe now? Okay, there we go. Should be working now. Hi guys, how's it going? Hope you had a good weekend. This is Tuesday, right? Hey Sachawi. Hi Bunny, good to see you. Hope you're well. I'm so excited to play more of this game. Love the hat, thank you. I love this hat too. Also, Maddish, I saw that you said you bought Repo because of us, so thank you. I'm glad that you're supporting them. They're awesome. The game is so fun. Hi Nilo, how's it going? Is it oh wait, hold on. Millie, thank you so much for the 43 months. I really appreciate you. Okay, let's... Oh, the YouTube emotes are so cute. I'm not as familiar with YouTube streaming. So I never see them. Oh, you said I got a shiny Spinnerack. My little brother helped me catch it because I heard sparkle, but it was in a tree so I couldn't see it. Oh, it's awesome. Congrats on the shiny. Alright, let's waste no time. Tracky! Thank you for the prime. I appreciate you. Where's that? 5 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Move over here.
Prime sub be upon ye.
Prime sub be upon ye. Okay. What we're in the middle of doing? Oh, right. Oh, okay, yes. Right. How could I forget? Ah, the restaurant's closed. Yeah, that would make sense. Corbeau. Oh, yes, Floette. Game volume? Oh, is the game volume not on? Hold on one moment. Hold on. Let me just... I thought that I did all that. I set up my whole audio before I went live, and I guess it's just there. Can you hear this? Click, click, click. There you go. Okay. Report in, Felipe. How's it look over there? I see. That'll work fine. Ne'er-do-wells like us gotta show what we're really worth at times like this. Me? Oh! Dude, not the king and the queen. I'm getting a real warm welcome from a couple of rogue Pokemon. A couple. Tyler! Hey, thank you so much for the 47 months. I appreciate you. Audio problems on a Charlie stream? I know. It couldn't be me. There's actually something I need to ask you about that just came to mind. Nothing crazy, but I keep missing you when you're live. Yeah, go ask away, Tracky. And thanks, Corey. But don't you worry about me. Our favorite do-gooder just came to the rescue. Listen, Felipe, the situation's bound to have people feeling down in the dumps. You and your crew get something ready to lift people up. Whoa, what does that mean? He's like, get on the content creation right now. Like a cookout. Or maybe something special. Felipe, we're gonna put on the world's best barbecue that anyone has ever seen. About time you showed up. By the looks of it, these friendly rogue Pokemon have been waiting for you too. Wow, they look so regal next to each other. I think it's time we work together again. Been a minute since we did, eh? Okay, so Corbeau, I noticed that we both have Scolipede aces, and these are two psychic types, so we're kind of in trouble. Hey, Legacy. How's it going?
Just followed.
Was Area just in mind Spinnerack? Yeah, that is cool. Okay. think it's time to work together again. Been a minute since we did, huh? Thank you, Legacy. Don't worry, me and Scolipede have your back. And me and Scolipede have your back. Yeah! Uh-oh. Me and Scolipede are in trouble. Squatipede. Oh yeah. Oh, I shouldn't have iron defense. Just a failing on my part. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Oh my god, Galley, get away from me. Crunch him. That's what? Did he protect? Why did Crunch do nothing? Oh, cause Galley's also part fighting? Dude. Oh, he took care of Gardevoir. Thank goodness. This thing's level 62? Yikes. Oh my god. Toxic Dragalge, toxic. There we go. Get the poison tick damage. The menace. Oh, hold on. My OBS. Sorry. I don't want to miss anything. My OBS is being really weird. I can't see chat. I need... Where can I put this? I don't know. Sorry. One moment, you guys. I find a new spot for this. Okay, this kind of works. Starmie! Starmie's the only one I didn't use. What was I thinking? Okay, sorry, I'm scrolling up because I didn't want to miss your message either, Trekkie. Where the heck did it go? Okay, sorry. I found out my wife and I are expecting our first child in June back in October. Any advice for someone who streams or will stream with the newborn in the home? Oh yes, I have so much to say. But first, congratulations! That's so exciting. Oh my gosh. I'd say for the first, definitely the first 3 months, it's gonna be hard. I'm assuming your wife will probably be the primary caregiver at that time. So just supporting her however you can to get her some sleep is like paramount. Just mark these words, okay? If she is going and she's not getting at least 5 hours of uninterrupted sleep at some point, you gotta call mom and dad, call aunt and uncle, call whoever, and you too, you need the sleep too, and say, hey, someone has to hold this baby so she can sleep for 5 hours. Okay, if she starts not feeling like herself, anything like that, that's my biggest recommendation. But as far as doing that with streaming, I have only really been able to manage it when my baby's asleep. But my baby's also extremely clingy to me because I'm the primary caregiver. So your wife might be tilted responsibilities that way. Like my husband definitely has more free time than I do with the baby because she always wants me and like wants to do whatever with me. But she's a little older now, so it's easier and we can juggle her easier. But in the beginning, it's gonna be a lot of here, trade, here's a bottle, I'm gonna take an hour nap. There's some upside since I work from home. I'll always be home, and I'm the ultimate night owl, so I can definitely take on a good amount. Oh, that's so awesome. Dude, congratulations. So wonderful. If, since this is on the fly, if I think of anything else, I might bug you about it and just let you know. But congratulations. Okay, sorry. Corbeau says, got my grunts waiting up ahead. Come on, let's get moving. What, 5 years from now? 5v5 babies versus rents versus parents? Yeah, in the custom lobby. Hey, you got it. I've got, if you ever are curious to know, I've got 1 million podcasts, books, child development expert, blah, 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 blah. I'd be happy to send you stuff if you're interested. Psh, Felipe isn't here yet? Afraid not, sir. Sorry I'm late, boss. You were supposed to put up a ladder here. Tell me why I don't see one. Am I just an idiot who can't spot a big old ladder? Well, we tried setting up a ladder, boss. We even tried the holovators and... And what? All your trying doesn't seem to have resulted in anything to show. Well, rogue Pokemon bust them up, boss. They smashed everything. Guess we gotta do something about this ourselves, then. Rust Syndicate, time to show our mettle. You got it, boss. I like they all got down on their... They're in like a huddle. Once you choose your path... What is my Felipe voice? I don't remember. There's no turning back. The only way is forward. Man, I love my almost fist bumps with everybody. I'm gonna have an experienced Charlie Manners by the time I have a kid, so she's gonna be my audio pod books person. My mother Wikipedia. Is this the Rust Syndicate ladder? You know how Mega Evolution is an expression of the bonds between people and Pokemon? Here's an expression of the bonds between the members of the Rust Syndicate. A human ladder. Boss! Mr. Corbeau! We're already falling off the straight and narrow, and at this rate, we're gonna fall short here too. Looks like we're one person short. Do we call someone? Well, you better climb up there, Corbeau. Only one thing to do. My grunts are giving their all, and as their leader, I need to give just as much, and then some. Don't you worry about me. My word's my bond, and I'm not breaking either tonight. Be climbing them? I feel like wouldn't it be easier to put him at the bottom? Like, going... This is our highest calling! Literally! No need to hesitate. Climb on up! I mean it, don't dilly-dally. You better climb up quick, because I don't know how long we'll last. Dude, what is going on? Oh my hell. The speech bubbles. Ouch. Oh. Go get him. Ow. Go get him, Charlie. Do you need it? Oh my god. Corbeau? Dude, he did not... I almost jumped off the roof after all that. They're like, are you fucking serious? That was crazy. Yeah, it does, Malamar. And also, going back to what we were talking about earlier, Corey, you know I got you. Oh. This clear path. That's exactly what happens if you jump up. Really? They're like, are you serious? They gotta make the ladder again. I'm sorry, I actually have to see that. How the hell do I get back there? Did I already mess it up? Oh no, okay. Don't mind me. I just need to know. What are you doing down here? You fell off? You better get back up here. Oh my god, that's amazing. This is the silliest thing. We're all counting on you, Chief. He does it again. Amazing. Okay, I'm so thank you for telling me. I didn't know. I guess it lets you do it, so I should have known to just try it, but so goofy. There's so many funny like NPC, I don't even know what to call them. Just so many funny interactions in this game. This feels extremely dangerous to be walking on. I've really enjoyed the personalities of a lot of the characters in this game. True, Corey, I'll have you. I'll fly out. Uh-oh. This looks really bad. Oh my, do we have some late customers? Who's this? Oh! I'm afraid the Nouveau Cafe is closed for the day. Nouveau. But you seem to be in need of some help for us anyway, don't you? Well, we offer more than fresh, fragrant blends. We've got high-quality trainers, too. Talking will have to wait. We have Pokemon to take care of. Okay, whatever you say, not Team Flare. This might be the scariest 3 so far. The Garchomp, Pidgeot, Kangaskhan was pretty crazy. Oh my god. Oh no, we don't want to be by the Alakazam. We don't. Oh my god, he's so tanky. We gotta get away from it. Oh boy. Whoa. Dude, that's my guy. Get him. Roll out, roll out. Thank goodness. You know it, Corey. Absolutely. Now then, with the disturbance taken care of, I'd say it's time for a little coffee break. One Ember Roast, our signature drink at Nouveau Cafe. Take it already. I bet your Pokemon are feeling as perked up as anything now too, right? You know, many people have likened the bitter depths of a fine roast to the nature of life itself. At times like these, I quite see what they mean. Listen. That might hit a little too close to home for my coffee friend in chat right now. We failed to keep the tower from running amok. Now we must rely on you to salvage the situation. This lady is me. Wake up, I know, literally, you're Grizel. Where will you head? I will never be able to outrun my connection to Team Flare. Nor can I change those who will never forgive Team Flare for what happened 5 years ago. What I can control is what I do next. I'll protect the people of this city, no matter what they may think of me. And what about you? What is the most you want to achieve now? I want to stop the tower. I would like to stop the giant, rampaging, Mega Floette tower. That is a noble desire. Now let us set out to accomplish what we must. What? Oh, it's Zygarde. I was like, what was he saying? Zeed? I suspect Zygarde has been watching to see if you would make it this far. And now it shows itself at last, having deemed you worthy to battle alongside it. Looks like we've got more customers incoming. Not sure they'll appreciate our blends though. Oh my hell. Dude. You do not want to see 6 mega pincers roll up on you. You just don't. Unlikely. At least not that when we've gone, when they've gone rogue like this. Let's get them back to seeing reason. This guy's like, oh Charlie, what bold hopes do you have? Anyways, good luck with that. You go do something about that tower. After all, the cafe can't exactly turn a profit if that thing blasts away half the neighborhood. We'll handle this area for you. The 3-way fist bump? Almost again? This way! Let's go, Zygarde. Let's do it. I love all the footstep noises. They're so good. I know, I remember the first time they did the fist bump and it didn't quite connect, and Cam, who's a 3D animator, he was like, you don't understand how hard it would be to mesh the... I was like, ah, save it. Look at him. Nope, I don't. I don't understand it at all, and I don't claim to. Remember the day we met? How we got a glimpse of Floette's Light of Ruin? The move's got to pack even more of a punch now. Watch yourself if Ange Floette starts attacking. Zygarde, you and Charlie have to save Floette and all of Lumiose. See, you have proven yourself worthy of Zygarde's trust, Charlie. I've gathered 99 of the lost Zygarde cells. Only one remains, the one perfect needed to complete Zygarde at last. But afterward, will Zygarde and you truly be able to pacify this raging monstrosity? Will you be able to save Floette and your friend, who are trapped within this rogue tower? The answer lies with you. I know that I was once among those who chose to take rather than to give. But that is no way to save the world. You must be one who gives. Give to Zygarde that which is dear to you as a trainer. Give it the courage that drives you to stand and fight. Give it the opening it needs to attack. That's cool, Malmar. Wow. There they go. So true, Ryder. Oh, he looks good. My Super Sentai Zygarde. Ange Floette's ready to try to destroy anyone who comes near it. Dude, I'm having some Expedition 33 flashbacks right now. Whoa. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! I guess they're still fairy type, yeah? actually don't know. I would assume so, but the gunk shot didn't do much. Let's see, does this move work on them? It just said that I used it. It didn't say it did anything. Very odd, very odd. Damage by recoil. So it's not saying that there is like an effectiveness. Kind of interesting. I love it, I love it. Oops. Why did it not? Oh, there we go. We almost got one down. There we go. It's flower retreat underground. Your attacks must be working. Well, that's great. Uh-oh. We just gotta send everybody. I feel like I've made a dent in this. Hey Ham, how's it going? We got it. Very good, boy. Dude, look at him. Oh, I'm Zygarde now? 1,000 arrows. That's my guy. It's so cool. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh. Zygarde will be able to protect you? Oh my god. Oh no. They're back? Oh, I'm gonna lose. I only have 3 Pokemon left. Uh-oh. This is gonna be a rather long battle, I see. Oh no. Get out of the beam! Oh my god. What just happened? We're in danger. Got 1 max revive. Probably use it on Feraligatr. Seems like the smart move. Oof. What do you think Starmie's even trying to communicate? What do you mean? Oh. Oh, this is good. This is good. Give me some time. Oh, that's true. We do know that. We know that to be true. From the Pokedex entry, huh? Yikes. Get out of there! Oh my god, what just happened to you? Yo, that's good. I wonder if I'm focusing the wrong one first, actually. I don't know if they do different stuff or not. I haven't really paid that close of attention. Yikes. Oh no. Had I known, I probably would have gone about this fight a little bit different. Appears to be gathering power. Firing off a powerful light. Okay. See if we can take this moment to restore some health here. Oh, I didn't even see the cooldown at the bottom for my items. That makes so much sense. I'm just now noticing that for the first time. Whoops. Hey, Pokesaurus. Good to see you. On Linux. Wow, Linux user. How's your Linux experience? Okay, just really quickly. There we go. Oh, they weren't. My bad. I thought they were. I thought they were taken care of. My nephew put it on my old laptop so I can squeeze more use out of it before it dies. Oh, nice. Very good. Thousand waves? I don't know about that move. That's crazy looking. I only know about 1,000 arrows. Oops, not Pokedex time. Ooh. Thank goodness we missed. Yeah, so they do have different moves, I'm noticing. Whoa. I'm attacking the wrong one for no good reason. Hopper. Yikes. Oh man, Get out from behind cover right now. Oh. Here, buddy. Take a moment. Oh. Casey, you're all good. Don't apologize. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Oh. Oh. Damn it. I will be shiny hunting in this game later on. Prepare and try again. No, we're just trying again. We'll be fine. Get out of the beam. Dude. Oh my god. What is wrong with me? What's happening? Okay, I don't know why that went so much worse, but let's just try it again. What is this? Oh my god, get out of my way. Stop hitting me. Maybe I do focus the blue one. I think I was right to do that in the beginning. Stop! Being smoked. We had a vote in chat when I got Totodile. For what her nickname was gonna be. His nickname. Double check. And they voted Chomper. Sorry, I'm being potion scum right now. I shouldn't have had him run in like that. Okay. One down. Isn't that the point? Listen. Oh, no. My poor buddy. I don't think my Starmie has a really fast moveset right now, and I think that that's what I'm struggling with. Okay, let's bring back Scolipede real fast. Come here, Starmie. Run! Oh no, don't hit the thing too. Oh my god. This one piece of cover is just ruining me. Get him, boy. Wait, let's go back here. Let's hide. It worked! Yay, now we can bulk up in peace. Go get him. Close combat, buddy. Bless. We hit him with the big move now. Or Enforcer. Here we go. Bulked up. Whoa. With the Z? That was awesome. Zygarde's he's a little for the drama, huh? You put an end to Ange Floette's rampage. The Tower of Ange, or whatever it's called, it stopped. Seems you and Zygarde managed to save the day, Charlie. Yo, don't forget about us. What about all the rogue Pokemon? They've all been pacified. When the top-ranked trainers of the ZA Royale join forces, we can accomplish anything. Allure, that goes without saying. All thanks to the superstar of Lumiose, Jacinthe, and the rest of you, I suppose. Sure, fine. Whatever you say at this point. Thank you all, seriously. Especially you, Charlie. Urbane, are you alright? I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Now all that's left is Mega Floette to take control of Ange and put all this to bed. And once we get all this cleaned up, I trust Quizartico's gonna throw us a nice celebration? I'll see that it happens. After all, it's thanks to the efforts of Team MZ that we managed to stop the tower. I imagine Az must be smiling. Splendid. I believe Rishisme would be the ideal venue for such a gathering when the time comes. Pass. I'm down for whatever, so long as everyone has a good time. Zap you later. Wow. Just one last step, Floette. Do your thing. What was that sound? Good question. Wait, it can still move? What's On trying to do? You say AZ. I say Az. can't be. No, no way. If Anj fires floats the Light of Ruin while it's all powered up like this, there won't be any Lumios left to rebuild. Something inside your satchel is shaking? The meaningless pebble that's maybe not actually meaningless. Some kind of power is emanating from your pebble. Could it possibly be? Look at the grip tightly. What is it? Ah, amazing. Zygardite stone. Oh my god. What is it? Goes further beyond 100% form? What are we about to see? 200% Zygarde. Absolute cinema. Dude, he's so cool. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, this is new. This is a new form. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, he's got a cannon. He's got a gun. He's got a big gun. Uh-oh. Are we gonna counter bomb the Light of Ruin? Is that what's happening right now? Oh my god. Oh no, it's like the Iron Giant. Let's go. Superman. No, Ryder, don't say it. Oh, it's an X and a Y. It's beautiful. Oh my god. Funny thing is, Toxapex still takes that. Hey, X-Ray, good to see you. Oh, little Floette. Thank God her Bane's okay.
Just followed.
As ever, it's our choices today that shape our tomorrows. I will forever be grateful to you, Team MZ, my dear friends. Oh. Did we beat it? Alright, let's go. Let's go. Now we get to see Quizartico's like, I don't know. We will rebuild the city. We didn't know there was a giant nuke on the Eiffel Tower, and everyone's like, how did you not know? We just didn't. Oh, I'm so sorry. Pog. Pokemon Gun was so good. It really was Pokemon Gun! Oh, you're so right! Sword, shield, and gun, huh? That's so funny. She's streaming while they're rebuilding. She's doing her part, you know? Now time for the Ed Sheeran flashbang. You know what? Thank goodness. That was so jarring at the end of that game. Yell at me for sending Universal Studio Hollywood tickets and an Airbnb gift card with it. I of course I would not yell at you, Casey. I genuinely don't think that I would be able to put it to use though. I don't think that I'll have the vacation time this next year because we're already going on vacation at the beginning of the year. So I don't think I'd be able to make good use out of it. You gifted a Battle Bunny? I will. If you send it to me, just know that it will be going to her. Did Zygarde just blow apart after shooting and that's why its parts were so scattered around all over the place in the future? Oh, good thinking. Why they're all the individual cells? Thank God the coffee truck is open during all this. Cute Maple. I am, Casey. That is the plan. I don't get my extra week of vacation till 2027? That damn! That's a long time. Where's Lysander even gonna go? I feel like he should still be in, like, jail. Memory or no memory. It does seem like he should be probably in prison. It's only been 5 years. I don't think that's a long enough sentence for what happened. Nah, it's fine. Ah, okay. Yeah, we said we forgive him. Until 14 until June? Oh, that's awesome. This is a lot of people. The French translation and the French editing. I bet they were so excited. They only had one guy work on the Chinese localization. Oh, I guess that's pretty commonplace. I'm seeing now. I see. I do like the fact they finished the story from X and Y. Yeah, that was really cool. It was... I wasn't expecting... I mean, I wasn't expecting this game at all when they announced it. A Zygarde game did not seem like the next in line, but this has been very enjoyable so far. I needed my Zygarde game. They deserved it. Because we kind of got some Zygarde in Sun and Moon, which was cool. But they really needed this. This was awesome. What remake do we want next? As a Johto truther, it's well past Johto's time for them to right some of their wrongs they did with a few of those games. IMO. Give us the Johto Pokemon in the Johto region. Number one thing I would change. I thought it was going to be set in the past like Arceus. So apparently someone was telling me that initially they were working on a like Legends Johto game, And it's partially why the starters are Chikorita, Totodile. But when they were working it out, there's like a, I don't know what the word is. Just differences on the project. Who? He died? Even his grave is imposing. I guess that's fitting for Az in a way. Seems like he handled all the preparations for it by himself. Had me take his measurements, but he told me it was so I could make him new clothes. Not so he could have his grave dug. What? Keep watching over Lumiose, Az. We'll make sure it becomes like you wanted. A city of harmony between us and Pokemon. Oh, that's his little spot in the Pokemon cemetery. For 3,000 years he bid farewell to so many, and now we bid farewell to him. I was not expecting that to end with him just dying. Damn, dude. We didn't even get to just see him afterwards. Let's go home. We need a good meal. Yes, that. I'm starving. It'd be that curry again, I suppose. We've got so much left to take care of. So many things to clean up and set right. Oh, but Floette Floette has to go on without him? Thank you for everything, Az. May you finally rest in peace. We'll handle things from here. May you finally rest at peace. 3,000 years, man. Why am I so sad about that? Dude. His heart just learned they were 3,000 years old. I'm like, wait, what? I need to fail right now. Oh, no. I guess he was like, well, the weapon was taken care of. It's like his job was finally done. Some days after the events of the towers, calm begins to return to the city. Your alarm is going off. He didn't look a day over 2,980. He really was a spry old guy. I'm so sad that he's not going to be in the lobby right now. Morning, or afternoon, I guess. It's not been a restful few days for any of us, I imagine. Not after that awful battle with the tower and Az passing away. The awful tower won't quit hanging around in my nightmares. At least they've been able to clean things up. The reopening ceremony for Centrico Plaza should be wrapping up by now, in fact. I'm glad the plaza's fixed, but is now really the time for having ceremonies? Now is exactly the time, I'd say. We've got to celebrate where we can, even if it feels hard. After 2 catastrophes in 5 years, Lumiose needs all the happy occasions it can get. Guess you have a point. Was there something on your desk in your room? Oh, I must have missed it. I'll have to see if I can go back. Anyway, did you figure out what you're gonna do, Charlie? About what? About your wish. The one you get for reaching rank A. You should have gotten a message about it when you signed up on the ZA app. Anyone who attains the highest rank, rank A, will earn the right to call themselves one of Lumiose's strongest trainers and be granted a wish, as long as it's in our power to fulfill. Does that ring a bell? I suppose your next step would be to talk to Vinny about what you desire. A wish. Dude, I'm not wishing Az back to life. That man he lived 30 times a lifetime. He needs to sleep. He needs to rest. You'll need to figure out what to ask for first, right? You save the city. I bet they'd give you anything. Where's that taxi guy? I'm gonna tell him that I'm gonna abolish taxis. Because we're in a very walkable city. Hey everyone, come here a sec. I found something while I was sorting through Az's stuff. Is that a letter? Could it be his will? I think so. Here, I'll read it out. To Team MZ, my dear friends. If you're reading this letter, then it would seem my time has finally come to an end. I leave you these instructions and final wishes. First, do with Hotel Z as you see fit. It's yours. If keeping it running would place a burden on your young lives, you may sell it. I only ask that you continue to look after Floette and all those who live in Lumio City. I've been blessed to see the people of the city grow closer to all their new Pokemon neighbors. It is as you young ones once said, a joining of X and Y axes that were never expected to meet. May you all bring about a true evolution in the relationship between Pokemon and humankind. I have lived so very, very long and seen so many go before me. But thanks to you all, I know I will now go to meet my own ending with a smile on my face. I thank you from the bottom of this old heart. Signed, Az. Oh, Az. When we left him on the roof the day the tower went berserk, he must have already been prepared for his end. Yeah, I think so. What will we do about the hotel? Guess we don't need to worry about turning it into a thriving business. Az did tell us he saw it more as his own final residence than anything. He did, yes, but keeping a building like this is in good repair won't be cheap. Do we ask Vinny for help? I bet Quizartico would lend a hand. I wouldn't want to use our ZA Royale wish on that. I don't think it's what we worked so hard for. Vinny, what's up? You were promised one wish to be granted if you achieved rank A. It's time we took care of that. Please join us on the south side of Centrico Plaza. Yeah, didn't we both reach rank A? Got it. See you at Centrico Plaza. We'll be waiting for you. Yes, you've got until you reach Centrico Plaza to figure out what you want to ask for. Alright. I would like more fashion stores to open up inside the city. My dear Team MZ. I love her dainty walk. We simply had to find out what both of you A-ranked trainers would wish for. The bottom line is, I would love nothing more than the opportunity to battle all of you again. Then why not just ask us to battle like trainers normally do? I'm so glad you asked. My dream is to help every resident of Lumiose become the best trainer they can be. And my dream is to make the citizens of Lumiose strong so that we can get rid of wild zones. Oh? Oh. Oh dear, I would have never expected to share a dream with someone like you. Nevertheless, I certainly... Their faces. I would certainly not object if you had felt inclined to ask on my behalf for a tournament that is open to every trainer in Lumiose. As for the name, how about something like Les Sublime Ultra Tournoi de Jacinthe? At that point, would you even call it a tournament? I'm not even going to touch this conversation. Vinny's waiting. Let's go. Urbane hates her. Urbane does not want to talk to her. Once I reach the top, I shall turn Lumio City into Jacinthe City. The biggest double side eye ever. They were like, oh my god, twin? Oh yes, sorry. Thank you guys for reminding me that there was something on my desk in my room. Pokeball containing a Lucario on the table. Do you want to take it with you? I sure do. Wow. Little throwback. Gen 6 throwback. There's a letter from Az near the Pokeball. To Charlie. I leave you my Lucario as a symbol of my gratitude and respect. This Lucario was given to me by a certain trainer who hoped it might keep me safe. If you ever meet her, please tell her that I kept it with me until the end. Oh, that's so cute! What the heck? I must tell you, I have found you to be a Pokemon trainer of the highest caliber. In all my 3,000 years wandering this world, never did I imagine I might encounter a human who had achieved Mega Evolution with Zygarde. I find so many memories flit through my mind now. Here at the end of things, I remember my mother giving me my Floette, grasping her rare black flower. I remember the flames of war taking everything from me. I remember the amazement, the joy of witnessing Mega Evolution for the first time. I remember my encounters with the legendary Pokemon of Kalos. I remember when that dark day fell over Galar. All that falls into the past disappears. These memories will fade, as will I. Your story is only just the beginning, dear Charlie. I pray that you will live a free life from regret. Oh, why am I so emotional? I'm truly glad to have known you. Thank you. Sorry, my husband just asked me if I wanted an ice cream. He's going to the store, I guess. That just ripped me out of the emotion immediately. I was like about to cry, and he's like, "Hey, do you want some peanut butter ice cream?" I'm like, yeah, I do. Thank you. I thought you couldn't handle the scene, so you turned. It was just my husband standing in the doorway. He's like, "Hey, want ice cream?" Yeah, no, you're right. I do want ice cream. Check the summary? Wait, the summary of what? The Lucario? Oh, I knew it was Karina. That's so cool. That's her freaking Lucario. Oh, in Pokemon X and Y, Karina is one of the trainers. She's always rollerblading everywhere, and she's got a Mega Lucario. I think she's the one that introduces Mega Evolution to you too. Hell yeah, get wrecked, you emotional witch. Why would you say that to me? I mean, you're right. Alright. We're putting her on the team for a minute. Oh, also, I need to go see Mabel. Where the hell is Mabel at? There's Liquor Bureau. Excuse my yawn. Rest Syndicate. Stone Emporium. Justice Dojo. Lumio Sewers. Am I blind? Hotel Z. Oh my god, actually, where is it? Hold on. The research lab, right? But where is the research lab? Stone Emporium. I might just be blind. Hotel Rashizme. Pokemon Center, Justice Dojo. Oh. It's right here. It's right by the hotel. I knew that. I don't know. Okay, anyway, whatever. See you later, Millie. Have a good one. Don't call me a knuckle dragger ever again. What's wrong with you? If you press Y, a list comes up. Damn, that's so smart. Okay, I was told to do this. Do you guys remember when we found out that you can change the NPC's facial expressions? Someone said, yeah, I had to do it to Mabel. Oh my god, what's wrong with her? She's so cute! This goes crazy. How do I... Hold on, how do I put this in selfie mode? Hold on. Vaporeon, you gotta relax. How do I zoom in? Oh. Great, can I lean forward? Oh, there we go. Perfect. Which one? Yeah, maybe. Excellent. Okay, thanks, Mabel. Appreciate it. New Battle Royale profile picture just dropped. I love ours though, but maybe I should. There'll be more opportunity. I gotta keep taking more photos. I also need to start doing all these side quests. I got so much to do. Oh yeah, the Greninjite. Oh my god, we've got to do that. It goes away soon, doesn't it? A poison type move would really add some nice flavor to the scrap metal. You need to hear what Aeron sound like when they walk? I think I have one. I'll let him out. Don't worry, I got just the thing. Scolipede loves this. Hey, hold on, I need to use Sludge Bomb. I've got Gunk Shot. Why do you want me to use Sludge Bomb? This girl doesn't know. He doesn't know we're poison, okay? Doesn't want me to use Gunk Shot. What is this? Poison Sting. Who even knows Sludge Bomb? Hold on, does Arbok know Sludge Bomb? Poison Sting as well? I have Lairon. I don't... Oh, there... I do have Aeron. Oh, the little metal... Like, tick, 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 tick. That's so good. That's wonderful. Okay, what about my Scolipede? Do you? No, you do not know any of those. What about Dragalge? You probably know Sludge Bomb, yeah? Sludge Wave, okay, sweet. Yikes. Oh, that Sludge Bomb gave the scrap metal such a tantalizing aroma. Why is it tantalizing to you? Does she have Pika? Why does that look good to you? This probably shouldn't smell good. And look, the Aeron seem happy with the result too. They're chowing down. I'm so glad this random idea of mine worked out. Thank you for spicing things up for us. You are a fantastic help. I'm fantastically grateful. After this, I think I'll spend some time researching which poison type moves Aeron find the tastiest. Don't you worry, my little Aeron friends. I'll keep feeding you as much scrap metal as you like. Okay. Oh, we got zinc. Ika? Are you gonna be doing the post game? Yeah. That's the plan. I do need to get the Greninjite though. And I think I have to do that by doing ranked battles, right? There's titles? Ooh. Oh wait. Now connected to the internet. Oh. Okay. Am I just against people of any level, or does it lock at 50, or... I guess we'll find out. Where's my team? The team that's in my current party is not here? Seems like a bit of an oversight, if I'm being honest. Back out of this, it should be there? What do you mean? Hold on, let me... Maybe I'll just put them all in the box. Okay. I don't know why it isn't showing for you. I don't know. Oh, because that's your current party. Oh, okay, because I went to manage teams. I see. Okay. Yeah, this makes more sense. Okay, I actually think who else I would want on the team would probably be this Lucario and Excadrill. You can only pick 3 though. Oh, I didn't even realize that. That makes sense. Oh. Thank you. Thank you for the ice cream.
Sponsor us.
What, a Halo Top? Okay, so how do I... We'll try this little team. Wild Pokemon Team MZ Strong Trainer Alpha. We have to do the Alpha Pokemon. Or no, the Rogue Mega Evolution theme. This one goes so crazy. Halo Top, official ice cream brand of Xbox and Beyonce and Charlie. You know me, I always get the big deals. Oh. Other people can see the card? Oh. Wait, are we in a 4v4? Oh. Oh. It's a big ass Garchomp. He's running at me. Oh, I used gunshot on the... we gotta move. Swap it out. Swap it out, Excadrill. Get him. Oh, I'm literally going to lose. I'm trying? It won't let me switch. I missed! Talonflame! We gotta get over there. Yikes. How does this work? Everyone just has all these shinies. This ranked is stressful. Army, move! I'm getting smoked. I got one knockout. At least I can pretty consistently hit the Excadrill. That was huge. That was huge. I used Flare Blitz on the Dragonite. That was so dumb. Why would I do that? You're so far away. Come on, roll out! Fire Fang? That is wild. Oh no. Person got 9. Oh shoot. This looks like a bad Pokemon choice. Shiny Ampharos is so cute. No. We're not gonna get to roll out in time. Oh, shoot. That was way chaotic. It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun for what it was. This is peanut butter cookie dough and fudge. It's so good. We still got 3rd. Oh, good. Did we get 1 Mega Shard for that? That's pretty crazy. Don't you get like a ton of Mega Shards usually? My Clefairy does not have the Mega Stone. Honestly, a lot of these guys don't have their Mega Stones. Let's put Blah in there. Why not? All these Japanese kids seeing your trainer card. Dude, stop. It's not good. It's not good. We just gotta get to rank K? Okay. We can do that. That seems doable. I feel more motivated now than ever to take a, a better trainer card photo. Since I know that random people online are gonna see it. Calcifer? Hit J. Quick. Well, they're not looking. Uh-oh. What is he doing? Just waiting? Everyone's just running around? Come on, Talonflame. We gotta get over there. Went underground. Where did it go? Why are they just running away? They used earth power on me? Alright, sorry, Isaki. We might have to hang out. I might have to farm you for points. Come back! I'm so glad I did this early and everyone didn't know what the hell to do. Oh. That sucks. They both have Aggron? This is wild. Get him! No! I'm kind of surprised Mega Talonflame didn't happen. So wait, have I seen all the new Megas? We've seen all the new ones to date. Other than oh true, yeah, we didn't see Emboar. Good point, good point. I need a... I didn't get last. No, I don't want any spoiled if there's any that I've missed. But I don't think that there would if that's the end of the game. I think they probably wouldn't put another Mega after the end game, right? The other two guys just have their same profile. They never took a new one. Oh, this is a cool place to battle. Get me away from him. Guys. Nice. No. Dude, I knew that would be bad. I was really hoping the Mega Horn was gonna hit. The timing in this game, you have to be really particular. God, stop running away. Get him, blah. Oh, bad choice, buddy. Switch to a dark type? Whoopsies. I can't move! Oh my god, Gardevoir. There we go. Oh, we're alive? Yes! Scolipede, you're so awesome! Scolipede, you're the best. Tank the point blank psychic from the Mega Gardevoir. Uh-oh. Mega Horn time. Uh-oh. I didn't use rollout! It's over. Dude. Let's put him out again. Oh. We're not gonna get to. We did it! We got first, I think. Hooray! This ain't too bad. Dang, we're flying up. We'll be all right. We got a seed to mastery. Sweet. Damn, okay. What I really need to do, actually, I need to go get Skarmory. I need to get a Mega Skarmory. Thank you for the sub. I love that you can battle in all these different places. It's so fun. Oh. Not the gunk shot missing. Mega Horn, go, 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 go! Yikes. Yeah, I need to get... I think that's probably going to be my first hunt, is an Alpha Skarmory. Yikes. I gotta move, boy, we gotta move. There we go. No! Oh, we knocked each other out. Wait, that's okay. The running. I'm not used to the running, man. Everyone, oh, roll out the Charizard. It's over. Type advantage is so different now. Cause it's like, yeah, but I do genuinely have to be faster. Like, I have to be faster. I have to be in the right spot. Oh, right. The freaking... I forgot to... Skarmory's with all those damn Pyroar in Area 17. Whoa. Oh, he tried to Earth Power me? Yikes. No. No. We got second, I think. Third. Even worse. We lose 10 points. No, my ranked points. Give them back. We're gonna get- oh, we got 100 Mega Shards that time. Okay, so it's just like random on what you get. I see. This is pretty addicting. I can't lie. This battle system is really fun. Oh, theirs is Az. Cute. Come here, Charizard. Roll out. Get him. That's a big Pikachu. Why are they so far away? Uh-oh. That was not who I wanted to run up to. Whoops. Everyone uses flying types as always. Big surprise here. No. Thank goodness. That Gyarados just used tackle on me? His Gyarados has tackle? That's wild. Is there a strat to that, or do you think they just didn't ever change their moves? What is going on? Mega horn! Mega horn! Oh no. Was crazy. That was awesome. Oh. He's the Gyarados Slayer, honestly. We tied. Wait, so they both got 3? That's interesting. Oh, but you just still get first place. Okay, cool. Yeah, my trainer's looking at looking at her booty. The session has ended? The results for the season are being tallied and will be announced soon. Wait, what do you mean? Did the season just end right now? That can't be right. It just ended right now at 11 p.m. my time? Oh my god. We were so close, actually. Midnight Central. Damn. So did I miss out on the Greninjite then? You can still get it next season? Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That makes me feel better. Okay, time to go over here for a moment. Also, hold on. Mabel's research. We gotta fill up our Pokedex. Survey all the wild zones. Evolving link trade. Oh, I do need to do that. Restore fossils. Mash make crystals. Okay. You can trade mons if you need. I do need to get a Steelix and some other guys here soon. Put Dragalge back on the team, but I think I'm gonna actually put Clefable on the squad. Damn lions. There's a Skarmory. Whoa, whoa, Skarmory! You're not... Oh my god. Okay. I love how Skarmory walks. Right. Back I go. Honestly, we were pretty close to getting the Greninjite with just that little bit of time that we had. Get the lions. Uh-oh. Oh my god, stop. Stop overpowering me. No. They're hurting me more than they're hurting Starmie. How am I gonna do this? What is the move? Really, there are people out there who use their Pokemon's powers for their own evil purposes. This old couple having a nihilism conversation. Who's this guy? You know about Skarmory, the armor bird Pokemon? Hooper, you're not gonna believe this. It sheds thin, sharp feathers that were once used to make swords. Today they're used for knives. I've been wanting to get my hands on one of those feathers so I can gift it to a top-class chef who's near and dear to my heart. And a ZI Royale trainer such as yourself seems like the perfect person to find one for me. Problem is, the Skarmory and Lumiose are found in Wild Zone 17, and that zone is just bursting with ferocious Pokemon. That's why I'm outsourcing the whole search to a trainer of your talent. Well, you're in luck, because it's exactly what I'm doing. It's exactly what I plan to do. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can't hit it again. Okay. At least Surf was the right idea. Surf was good here. Hello. Please get in the ball. A sliver of metal from a Klefki's key. Armories, where are you going? A chestpin spike? How are any of these looking like a Skarmory feather? No! I didn't catch it. You got it after the Pyroar battle? Oh. I'm just picking these all up for no reason. Nice. Skarmory. Skarmory, get down. Get down from there. Maybe if I climb on the roof? Oh, I can't help myself. I just picking things up. Stop. We're LOSing. We killed the Clef King! Talonflame, get it together. Oh. Thank goodness. Damn it, I did it again. Oh, I got the feeling you might have found a feather by now, so I bolted past the Pyroar to get up here. That's the feather, right? Oh, I can already tell it'll make an incredible kitchen knife. Why now? Please, you need to scare off this Skarmory. Oh, I can't just catch it, huh? Oh. Ew, why in the world would this Skarmory attack us like that? Are you angry because this feather is important to you? Well, it is to me too, you know. There's a chef I want to give it to so we can make it into an amazing kitchen knife. The food he cooks brings real joy to the good folks of Lumiose and to Pokemon too. He's a very special chef, so please, will you let me have this feather? You're okay with me having it? Wow. Thank you so much for your help. I'll tell the chef all about your kindness. Once he starts cooking meals with his new knife, you're very welcome to pay us a visit at Restaurant Le Wow. Oh, Le Wow. You think it really understood me? I bet it'll show up at your restaurant. Can I catch the Skarmory, please? Oh, we got Metal Coat from that. Nice. Flamethrower? I've been really interested in playing that game, Casey. Everyone keeps telling me that I need to try it out. But what the hell do I do now? Do they respawn? Do I just have to wait? Oh, well the Pyroar respawned. So surely the Skarmory will respawn too. The respawn's like 5 minutes? Damn. I feel like there's probably a better way to do it. Like leaving the wild zone and coming back, or... Oh no, because the Pyroar stayed gone anyway. There's one Skarmory. Kinda worked. Wait for it to come back up here. The stupid Pyroars can earth power me on top of the building. I have a growing hatred for Pyroar. Pyroar, who I previously didn't think anything of, I am starting to hate. I'm starting to just absolutely hate. Oh. Dang it. Come on. There's only one Skarmory that spawns here. So that second one from earlier was just a Skarmory that was just part of the mission. Like it was just flying around as part of the mission. Get out of here. I'm doing day resets for the Alpha Mawile on top of that roof. Oh, that's cool. We'll just heal up real fast. What's going on? You know, healing Pokemon is a specialty of mine working at the Pokemon Center and all. But she has a name. Bien is her name? I decided to share my skills with my team. What I mean is that I taught my Pokemon moves that can restore HP. Impressive, right? I wonder if a trainer like you could take on my self-healing team and win. Whoa. Tell me anytime if you think you'd like to have a Pokemon battle with me. Well, yes. Why, yes, I would. I'm gonna expect that she has a Chansey or an Audino. What have we accomplished in the last hour? We beat the game. We got to rank O, I think, in battling online. And, now we're trying to catch a Skarmory. I need to figure out where an Alpha Skarmory would spawn. Heliolisk was not on the list of Pokemon that I thought she was gonna have. Just being honest. Bulldoze. Yikes. Clefable? Now this was to be expected. Your team's not doing a lot of self-healing. Avalugg? Why do you have that? What reason do you have for having Avalugg? Ooh, we didn't even get to do it. Oh, because they can learn recover, I guess. Dang. That's a good moveset. Her ace was Avalugg? If you unleash attacks that fast, of course my team can't recover HP in time. True. What an overwhelming offense and such menacing tenacity. Of course you can't win by focusing only on recovery. I made sure to keep that in mind when selecting my team's moves. Yeah, here we are. Well, yeah, your Avalugg had Stone Edge and Icicle Crash. That was crazy. I've got no choice but to admit how strong you are and how weak I still am. But I'm a Pokemon Center worker. My true skills lie in healing Pokemon. So if you don't mind, I'll fix up my Pokemon's injuries right away. I have to admit, it's a funny feeling to heal my own team like I do for teams of other trainers. I haven't been to Wild Zone 20 yet. We got a lucky egg and 2 max revives. That's awesome. Oh. Oh. There's a lot of stuff in Wild Zone 20, huh? Oh, cause right, this is where the tower used to be. Or yeah, it says it still is there, but thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us, children. First of all, I offer my most sincere apologies to Team MC regarding the Prism Tower affair. It should have been up to Quizartico Incorporated to resolve the situation, yet it fell to you to rescue Lumios's residents, human and Pokemon alike. We owe you all a great debt. Oh, geez, I mean, thank you, but I wouldn't go that far. And the Prism Tower thing was no one's fault. It's not like you could have just told the whole city something was up. It would have caused a panic. It's just such a shame that Az's attempt to protect Lumios went so wrong. Thank you, Casey. But we managed to right it with the help of all those tough trainers Charlie had battled. Absolutely not, Casey. She can get no help. Anyway, I think we would have tried to help out no matter what. We love Lumios after all. It does my heart good to hear that you all feel this way. With that said, Vinny? Yes, ma'am. As you know, reaching rank A in the ZA Royale earns you the right to have one wish granted. As long as that wish is within the capability of Quizartico Incorporated to grant, of course. What about the person you've been searching for, Urbane? You could get help looking for them. That's a personal thing, I guess. I can just find them myself. A wish this big feels like it should go towards something that'd help everyone. Oh, I know. We could combine your 2 wishes. I bet we'd get something really cool. Lita, that was such a little kid idea. They're the ones with the wishes, you know. In that case, what do you say, Charlie? I want us all to battle Pokemon together. I want us to live in harmony with Pokemon. I want more Pokemon to live in Lumios. What wishes are these? I want Mega Rayquaza right now. That's my wish. Get him down here. I want more Pokemon to live here. I feel you, but that's Quizartico's whole mission. We can leave that up to them. In that case, what do you say, Charlie? I want more Pokemon to live in Lumios. We've already made Centrico Plaza into our new Wild Zone 20, allowing Pokemon to settle there. I'm afraid adding even more into the city at this point would be problematic. We just have to take a Pokemon battle? That's my wish? Do you know how many battles I did? Did I just have to battle you again? That seems like one promising way to make the city as joyful as it can be. Jacinth and the others sure seemed hype about that idea. I'm on board with more Pokemon battles for sure. How about we ask for the ZA Royale to continue? I see. What an interesting turn of events. Something wrong? No, rather, Az had approached me as well to ask if the ZA Royale could be continued even after its original purpose had been served. Perhaps he, better than any other, understood the value of engaging in Pokemon battles after such a long life spent watching others. Pokemon battles were not like gonna be abolished. They're like, please, we love ranked matchmaking so much. If you will give me but a moment. Attention ZA Royale operations team. This is your green light to push the update to the app as discussed. As you'll see when you next check your app, you should now be registered to make part of the Infinite ZA Royale. Earn yourself a challenger's ticket, show it to the receptionist, start a code for a chance to battle a reward match. If you win the match, amazing prizes will be yours to keep afterwards. Cool. I suppose we might as well begin at once. You work fast, Vinny. So Ash wished for this to happen too. I wonder if there really are things that only you can understand through Pokemon battles. We'll find out through the ZA Royale. Listen up, starting now, we're rivals. Starting now? It seems a marvelous future awaits us. As much as we work to improve the city itself, its people and Pokemon are what truly matter most. I hope the competition sparked by the ZA Royale will continue breathing new life into Lumiose City. No time to waste. Let's get ready for the Infinite ZA Royale awaits. I've read that so wrong. I'm sorry. Hi, Psych. Good to see you. Thank you, Casey. Let's check it out. What's in here? Hippowdon. Oh. Hi, Dan. And with that, good morning. What? Oh my god, I did not just read that. Stop. Did you catch it, David? We don't need another Hippowdon. Oh, it's Alpha Phalanx? I had to come from YouTube. It was lagging badly. I had to come to Twitch. Oh, well, thank you for coming over here, Kyle. I don't know. I just started cross-streaming onto YouTube, and it seems like it's kind of, it's a little finicky. Oh, Squirtle! Oh, man. I freaking love Squirtle. Kept freezing. I was running behind a lot. That's so weird. I'll have to check and see why that might be happening. No, I didn't catch him. Add. I don't want that Alpha Simi. Not one bit. Oh. Don't mind me. Even when I was on 144 FPS, it still did it? Oh, that's weird. I wonder if I have the wrong encoder for YouTube. I think maybe I'm using the same one for Twitch as I am for YouTube. That's the only thing I can think of. Well, I appreciate you telling me that at least, so I can look into it. Crafty! This is probably where everyone's been getting their Agrons from. I wish I had a heavy ball for him. Oh, okay. She didn't move around very much. No! Dang it! I'm not catching anything. I feel like I should try and catch that Mega Phalanx though. Oh, it's level 65? Or sorry, I said Mega. I meant I meant Alpha for sure. Ooh. Head smash. I just love the gamble with Metronome, honestly. Oh. No! Sad. Wow, wow, we got so much stuff for that. Well, now I have to fight the whatever. Simipour. Oh my god, get away from me. Please don't have freeze dry. Hey mama, how's it going? Might as well try to catch it. Wow, it's so dumb. Of course, that's the one we catch. And anyone wanna alpha Simipour? Everyone's favorite Pokemon. This is my area. I love to farm candies. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, there's Malamar. There's so many Pokemon in this area. Let's just look. Garbodor, Aggron, Squirtle, Malamar. Very cool. Oh. Uh-oh. We're fighting a lot of Pokemon right now. God. Oh my god! Wait. No. Damn it. Yeah, if you don't catch them after you knock them out, then they run away. Which, it makes sense. Like, you can't have infinite tries on it, right? Okay. Oh, this wild zone is so fun. So I'm assuming there's probably some nighttime spawns. If there's 3 we haven't seen yet, too. I don't think we caught Scrafty. Oh. Oh. Dude, when more than one Pokemon start jumping you, I just want to send an out. I want to send out another Pokemon so bad. Give her a second. Give her a second. She needs some moonlight. Rip. Hey, Phoenix. Good to see you. We did already catch her, so I think we're good. Up on him. Dang it, dude. The catch rate. Okay, nightfall is happening soon, though. Got any Ultra Balls? That's all I'm using is Ultra Balls. I haven't been using anything else. Lucario. Algae still. Still. Oh, he can swim? I don't. Why was that so satisfying to see for Alligator just swim in the water? Wait, that looks so awesome. Sweet. Yeah, if I had dust balls, I would. I don't think I have very many. Oh. Oh, I didn't realize she was just gonna disappear. Alpha Garbodor? Very interesting. Oh, with throws? That's so awesome. Hurry! Hurry, Chomper. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, I was not expecting to turn around to see the stun fist. What was that? What did he just hit me with? Oh. Oh, they reset. That sucks. really interested in those two, actually, to be honest with you. I think we'll just run around for a minute. I love that they made it look like Totodile. I really like it. The bottom teeth on his arms. Oh, it's Charmander. That means Bulbasaur probably spawns here too. Just finished animating a new emo. I'm excited. Wait, what, Miss Duck? That's so good, Lepore. Is that the one that you animated? That's amazing. Yay! Okay. Finally got it. Okay, we might actually... We might have to wrap up here for the night. Unfortunately. I think that's all the time I have for tonight because I got work early in the morning. So let's move over here for a minute. But thanks for hanging out, you guys. This is so fun. I can't believe we finally finished the main story, but it seems like there's still so much content left. So I'm really, really excited to get through the 1,000 battles and start shiny hunting and all the good stuff. Stream over, I know, it's just a little 2.5 hour one, but I gotta go to bed. I haven't been getting good sleep and I really need to sleep before work tomorrow. So have a good one, everyone. Thank you so much for coming over. I appreciate everyone coming over from YouTube too. And I'll figure out my encoder and see if that's maybe the issue. So thank you again for looking out, Kyle. And have a good night, everyone. See you later. Goodbye.